that information and expose what's going on there. When she was shown the photos before he put it in the box, he asked her to make some drawings. And these are the original pencil drawings that she made.
What is there at Dulce from these drawings?
What's underground has 7 levels. There's all kinds of experiments going on. Womb submerged in sort of yellow liquid, looks thicker than water. Dozens of creatures in each womb. Can't count the tanks. 3 fingers, 2 toes, not human.
All we do know, or at least believe from the photographs, is that there's experimentation with human beings.
Correct.
There are aliens who are living at Dulce.
Correct.
And we are working with the aliens at Dulce.
Correct.
I'm going to go back to Dulce now with an encyclopedic amount of information. It's the history of Dulce, the origins of Dulce, who's in charge of Dulce. John Lear said that he's the guy who got all the information from a guard who worked right there at the Dulce base. Inside the boxes that supposedly this guy, Thomas Costello, left were photographs. What I'm going to show you are some of the sketches he made from the photographs.
Looks like large pieces of pale meat in cloudy water, submerged, not floating.
Bill, are you serious about this?
Pat, that's what he said. A humanoid embryo growing inside a flask.
So I'm wondering, are these any sort of proof that this underground base is real, or is it a hint that the whole thing is just made up?
So you're saying that in this Archuleta, right here, Archuleta Mesa, all this sinister stuff is going on?
Yes. We're going to meet with John Rhodes, who's the repository of all information about what the Dulce base is, what's going on there, what they're doing, and who's in charge.
The base is underneath Archuleta Mesa. Supposedly it consists of 7 levels, each level increasing in security as you go lower and lower. The information that was provided to us by Thomas Costello gave us very complex floor plans that had been drawn out. Here we're looking at the first level of Dulce. The central hub here is security, which extends all the way down. It's the hub of these concentric ring circles. Each area is connected by corridors and passageways. Level 2, they strip you down and take all your personal clothing, they weigh your body, they take biometric scans of you and everything. So in case you're trying to smuggle something out, they know exactly what you ate, they know exactly how much you should weigh, they know if you have something in your stomach.
They're really taking it to extremes.
Well, you would have to with something like this. They're frightened that it would be discovered that humans were being experimented on for genetic research. Level 3, we have the computer bank area. This is where they contain all command, control, communications, and intelligence.
Level 3 doesn't sound very dark. When does it all start?
Well, it starts getting more interesting at level 4. Here's where they get some of the more exotic research. They've studied the human aura, all aspects of telepathy, hypnosis, dreams.
Guys, wait, hang on a second. Wait, are you talking about extraterrestrial visitors that are working with our government?
Both.
John Rhodes talks about the government working with aliens, doing these weird experiments. This is where I have to draw the line.
They call level 6 Nightmare Hall. You have aliens experimenting on humans, humans experimenting on aliens. They feel that you can sacrifice the one for the many. There's nobody safe.
A little ways above Dulce Rock, something touched me in the back with a big head and eyes. It was those people.
We're speaking to John Rhodes, who's describing the different types of experiments going on the different levels at Dulce. And he's confirming exactly what Thomas Costello said, that on levels 6 and 7, that's where some of the darkest experimentation is going on.
They call level 6 Nightmare Hall. This is where all the genetic experimentation is occurring, where they fuse animals and humans together.
John Lear showed me his drawings of the Costello photographs, in which there were body parts in vats of morphed human beings in cages.
How do you know that's even real, though? I mean, that sounds like
saw the pictures, Pat, with my own eyes.
Photographs or sketches?
Everybody saw, about 2 or 3 years ago, a mouse with a human ear growing out of its back. Do you remember seeing that?
I saw that.
Remember, the military-industrial corporate complex is actually about 30 to 40 years ahead of us. So that means that at the time when these came out, chances are they were successfully fusing humans and other animals together as a precursor to what we're seeing now.
Growing a human ear on a mouse could have some medical benefit, but that is so much different from aliens performing genetic experiments on humans.
The human test subjects are housed in level 5, they're taken in, the experiments are done on level 6, then they're transported to level 7. This is the horrific area. Guards, like Thomas said, that they had the cages. They were told not to talk to anybody. These were half men, half other animals.
Who's doing these experiments?
Reptilian humanoid beings, the small grays.
You're saying there are terrestrial reptilians down there, and there are gray aliens down there, and there are humans who are willingly helping to perform experiments on other humans down there.
Why are you
that is a nightmare.
Why are you so shocked at humans performing other experiments on humans?
I'm trying to separate fantasy from reality here.
When you absorb all of the Dulce information, you have to ask yourself, do you dare risk doing research on mice where if you could use a human being, you could advance your research by 30 years?
I just want to think about right now, is there a base? Is it possible?
Back in June 11th, 1972, in the LA Times, the lead physicist for the RAND Corporation, he said that in 1972, the government had the technology to excavate tunnels across the United States and put maglev trains in that were capable of doing 10 to 14,000 miles an hour. Now, this is not science fiction. We have the capability to do it. These are U.S. patents by Los Alamos National Laboratories talking about thermonuclear boring machines that melt through rock just like you're taking a knife through butter. People keep thinking rock is hard, you have to break it down. That's what we've been misled to believe when it comes to tunneling.
There are millions of patents, and very, very few of them actually make it to production. A lot of them don't even work. Is there anything that actually says these are real thermonuclear boring machines?
I went to Bechtel in Las Vegas, Nevada, and put in Subterrene, which is what they called one of these, a Subterrene, into their computer system. These are images of the Subterrene being tested up at Los Alamos Scientific Laboratories. The actual boring tips get superheated and they melt through solid rock. There's no excavation of materials that are needed. The rock penetrates, cracks, and presses liquid molten glass up through a lining all the way around it. In the early 1970s, there are plans for a network of underground tube shuttles. There are tube shuttle systems leading out of the base.
So we have these tunnels under the United States now. You're saying this is a reality?
Absolutely.
In order for me to even get close to believing this, I need more video, I need testimony, I need photographs, I need some physical evidence that any of this is going on.
These revelations from John Rhodes are certainly explosive. In fact, they're monumental. But as an investigator, I have to entertain other possibilities. I have to look at what else could be happening at the Dulce base. So we will meet with Norio Hayakawa, a researcher